I used to be a tour guide at Nottoway plantation. Nottoway was not talking about history properly.
Hey guys, welcome to our next one. Look, we got a good one. We have the scene of where the largest plantation in US history down in Louisiana has finally put to rest. Yeah, we're watching it in real time, going up in smokes. I know the descendants are mad even though they didn't commit the crime. I wasn't there when slavery happened. I wasn't the one who doing it. But yet you still own the property and was profiteering off it. So we're going to scroll through and watch this property go up in smoke. This place that they like to say, I wasn't the one who was doing the slavery. But you have been profiting. It was a big place where tourists would come and learn history. The history that they choose to talk about. They don't talk about everything. You can imagine the amount of souls got lost on this plantation. The amount of families. Everything. But it's not strange or surprising. It's just another day. But we're going to watch this and see what's going to go on. I think this white guy is looking and saying, look at it goes up in flame. Everyone is shocked. Look at the people here standing and looking. Yep, it's all going up in smoke. I don't think one black peer person is seeing this and mad. We ain't mad, we're happy.
Nottoway was a staple in White Castle. I mean, everyone from all over the world came here to tour Nottoway. Just the history. I mean, this was built, in the Civil War. It stood this whole time, and now to see it just burned down, it's really sad.
Everybody have their own opinions on Nottoway, but it is, it is White Castle. It's one of the biggest slave plantations in Louisiana. It's historical. As White Castle, we have to think about the people, who was providing for it.
Yeah, all the descendants, you can't pass that shit down. You might have to go get a job like the rest of us. Because seeing that you've been living on that slave money that's been going and keep going and going and going and going. Yeah, right now that slave money is right now up in smoke. I hope you've been investing, yeah, because it's crazy. A part of me even feel that these white fools will rebuild it. I think they will rebuild it. Yeah, they don't have no money for black reparation, but I think they will rebuild it. How much I'm willing to bet on this. You might didn't do the crime and it's your ancestor, but the reward of the loot, you have been living comfortable off it. You did nothing. You didn't track down the descendants and set them up with some money every month, every year off the profiteering that you guys made off of it. So I can't say that I am mad or I am jealous, but it is crazy that you guys were still profiting up to this day. Up to this day, you guys been living good off of the crimes of your ancestor. You've been living real good.
I used to be a tour guide at Nottoway plantation. Nottoway was not talking about history properly. They regularly threatened my job because I was, quote, too emotional about the historical context and slavery there. I was there from 2017 till 2020 when COVID hit. The amount of ridiculous nonsense that I had to talk about on that tour was overwhelming. Dutch people, when they came in, because there were thousands of people from all around the world that would come in, the Dutch people knew more.
I think I know why they weren't talking about it the right way and whitewash it, miss some information. Because if I, as a descendant who knows the dirty deed, the dirty linens, where all the skeletons are buried, I would be ashamed of it. I would hide it too. I will hide it too. To know that at the end of the day, even people like to scream and bawl. I wasn't a part of it. I didn't do it. Your hands are so dirty, even more than your ancestor. Because it's sad. It wasn't right when it was illegal, but you are still perpetuating the garbage year after year, time after time, minute after minute, seconds after seconds, and not only it's your bread and butter. So you know in your heart of heart, shit, I'm still one of them.
About the history of the transatlantic slave trade than the majority of people that worked at the plantation. I'm glad it burned down. Make no mistake. The type of history that they were teaching there was a bunch of just headline stuff. It was a bunch of buzzword stuff. I mean, honestly. I'm in Facebook groups and looking at people's posts about it being burned down, and the only thing they're talking about is, this architecture. Oh, did you know that they would hide jewelry in the bedpost? Oh, did you know that these curtains were reproductions of the ones?
It's called deflection. Oh, did you know that these are curtains? Did you know about the light bulbs? How did you know they used to hide jewelry there? How did you see how the grass was kept and they mow it with a type of mower that came from John Deere? Oh, did you see the picture on the wall? The architect? Oh, look at those beautiful bushes. Because they refused to talk about what it was really about. They came there about the curtains, the architect, and everything. They came there, they knew what it was. But no one wants to say the quiet part loudly that this was a slave house. That this is where the slavery was going on. This is where you guys murdered, maimed, and did a lot of things to black folks. That's the part no one wants to talk about, because if you have to talk about it, you might have to confront it, and you might not look like the hero of the story. You might be out here looking stupid. So nobody wants to mention a thing. Everyone wants to pretend that, hey, it's just a regular day. Jewelry are in the bedpost.
From Gone with the Wind? And the way that the script for the tour was written was framing John Randolph as a slave owner who wasn't that bad. He was nice, blah, blah, blah. And I absolutely refused to talk about that. I went against the grain. I even upset somebody to the point where they told me that calling him a shyster was racist. Yeah, it was crazy. I mean, he was a shrewd and calculating businessman who put profit above all else, including his own family. And he was a coward who ran away to Texas whenever the war started. There's all this mythology about how, the lady of the house went out one time and the reason.
I don't think no lies were told right here. Look at it goes up in smoke. Yeah, they've been profiteering and make all the loot. Just look at it. I think this guy is telling no lie, because as he says, he used to work there, so he must have heard a few things. You know, they don't want you to call a spade a spade. Tell exactly what it is. You know, they have even shot movies there. So you could imagine the profits they made off of using that scenery, that estate and everything. All this time they've been making profit off of black people history and pretending, we have nothing to do with it. This is all in the past. There's nothing to see here. Don't worry. This should have happened a long, long time. This should have happened a long, long time. Long ago.
The reason why the house was saved is because she had a knife under her skirt and she was ready to kill those people, blah, blah, blah. She went ahead and said that they could stay there as long as they kept it up. There's zero proof or evidence of any of that. There are tons of paintings all around the house where they're like, this was the family, this was the family, this was the daughter, this was that. And like, none of it is true. None of it is true. I remember whenever the news stations from all around the country were calling plantations and asking them to make a comment on the Knot, that wedding magazine, removing plantation weddings from their advertisements. And I couldn't give any sort of statement, but I went off record and went off. So yeah, I'm glad Nottoway's gone. Nobody who's actually owned it really cared for the actual real history of stuff out there.
I can't think that is majority black people doing plantation wedding. Maybe I might be wrong, you might have a few outliers, but I don't think so. And how did you come up with this idea in the first place? Oh, you pitch it to your wife or your husband, or your wife pitch it to your husband and say, hey guys, we see a beautiful spot with a beautiful white building, and you know what's the best part? It used to be a slave plantation, and there is where I want to have my wedding and show these pictures to my future kids and grandkids and say, this is where mom or grandma had her wedding at this plantation. But we are not racist. We are not racist. We just wanted to put in a little biodiversity and include these historical buildings. What kind of person it have to take to be like, you know what? The most beautiful time in my life, that I want to have these memories where the suffering and all the cruelty happened to black people. This is the location. This is the spot I would choose to have my wedding. Because you know what? This place is so beautiful. I cannot resist. Yo, more you learn some things, white folks have you looking at them sideways when time you hear these things, because you would have to be a different kind of animal. You would have to be a different kind of creature. And to that one black person who's like, you know what, I want to go to the grounds where my ancestors died. I want to go to the place where my ancestors were dying in the millions or in the thousands to build this beautiful property. The architecture, the landscaping is just irresistible. I cannot resist this place. I need to do it at this location. There's many other places that is look beautiful, but there's nothing I would love more to be next to my ancestors. The people, I would love to be there when the news were asking these questions, and maybe interview a couple and see what is their excuse, or whoa, the connection that they have with this place. Like, it mean that much to you? Yo, one thing, these white people always dick riding on niggers, because what, they can't let us go. They can't let us go. We are always in their mind. We are always in their memories. We are always in their thoughts. They cannot let us go. They cannot. As dearie as we're here today to watch the building goes up in smoke, and there will only be ashes left of this most horrible place. Depending on who you ask. If you're white, it might be the best place for you. And if you're black, it is the worst place of your ancestor and all your history. Dearie, we watched as it goes up in ash. Ashes to ashes and dust to dust. We wish that all places like this will go up in smoke. It may not be this year, it may not be next year, but as time goes by, we hope all of these places will go up in smoke. The history books will remember and tell it as exactly what these places are. We will always remember these places and tell it as it is. Dearie. Nottoway plantation down in Louisiana. The largest antebellum plantation that is still up and running for tourists. And while we give their future descendants million, we would give black people the place if they would just keep it up. Where have we heard this before?
And they really just wanted to be able to continue charging people $50,000 plus for weddings there. Which also, shame on you if you think that that's a good place to have a wedding. You're an idiot. And no, the house itself was not haunted, but the grounds were absolutely cursed.
I know the profiting of black people, history, suffering, past and future is very lucrative. But I didn't know these plantations were charging $50,000 to have a wedding there. It's not surprising the level and the amount they are willing to pay just to have a piece of this black history. It means so much to you to go to the cursed grounds that so many black people have lost their life, their family, and everything that they have hold dear. For you to have your most special place. Oh, 50K. It had to be a backlash for you people to even consider it. This is crazy. And of course the grounds is cursed. Of course it is haunted. Of course there are strange things in the soil. The level of history, that spot, the level of death that has occurred on it, that energy is not removed. Not even a priest. You could even send 30 million exorcists down at that spot and they couldn't wash or get rid of what have took place there. I hope everybody who spend 50K to have a wedding there or more, I hope your marriage fail. There, I said it. If you think going to this place and make these descendants of these slave owners more richer and live off of black people backs and history, I hope that wedding fails. I hope it goes up in smoke just like the building of Nottoway. Because you people make me sick. It's honestly, it is crazy to see the lengths that you will go just to stick it to black people. But I'm not surprised, because this is America. But I hope this will be the last time I've ever heard of that place. Unless the family, because the amount of 50K you all spent, and then they're supposed to have that place insurance, supposed to have so much backup money they can build it back. Because you can't make a history out of this. This is a cash cow. Because this is slavery might end, but the mill is still grinding slowly but still. But I've never seen anything like this. I wouldn't be surprised if those people build it back just to stick it to us. Just to stick it to it. Maybe if you take out a loan just to build it back. Yes, sir. I would not be surprised. Anyway, guys, this video is more longer than I expected it would go. So, like, share, and subscribe. When these topics come up, I'll try to give my 2 cents or 3 cents or 4 cents. And just letting y'all know, say, hey, if you want to support the channel, hit that button. Do what you need to do, like, share, subscribe, and everything. So guys, just have a good day and just keep watching and looking out of your eyes, because it's strange to be outside. The more you live, the longer you live, the stranger the world get, the more things you hear, the more you have to wonder, is anything changed? Like, are we any better? Are we any more civilized? I don't think so. I do not feel so. Maybe I'm wrong. The verdict is out. No. People have changed. We're more loving. We're more inclusive. We're more diverse. I don't know, but from what I'm seeing, is like, no. I don't trust you. No, if you would spend 50K and make these descendants so rich, I do not trust you. Get out of here.